My boyfriend locked me in the car for 2 hours during his sister's wedding. Because, in his words, my family doesn't need to see your pathetic face and disgusting dress. He took my phone and left me there. I'd spent 2 months saving up for their wedding gift. When he finally let me in, he introduced me as just a friend while winking at the bridesmaids. I smiled politely. Weeks later, he's left 41 frantic voicemails. I have been dating Raul for 8 months and I thought things were going well. Like, not perfect soulmate good, but definitely in the this could be something real territory. But yesterday at his sister's wedding, the disaster that was apparently always lurking in our relationship just exploded. So, let me back up to how we met because it's relevant to how much this betrayal stings. We met in this super random way that felt like fate or whatever. I was at this art exhibition during their annual night viewing party. The event was crazy packed because some company, where Raul works, was sponsoring it, and they were premiering this new projection tech. In the middle of the show, the power went out because of this massive thunderstorm. Total darkness except for people's phone flashlights. I was trying to find my way to the exit when someone crashed into me. That someone was Raul. He apologized by helping me find the bathroom where I needed to fix my contact lens that got knocked loose. We ended up talking for hours in the exhibition cafe after the power came back on. He told me that seeing my face illuminated by the emergency lights was the most beautiful thing he'd ever seen. Like, who says that? My brain gremlins were immediately smitten. Fast forward to yesterday, his sister Monica's wedding. I'd never met his family before, which in retrospect was red flag number 1 in our relationship. He always had excuses. They're busy, they live across town. His sister was planning her wedding, blah, blah, blah. But finally, I was going to meet them at this wedding. I spent weeks finding the perfect dress. Nothing too fancy that would upstage the bride, ovs, but still nice enough to make a good first impression. I settled on this dusty rose midi dress with little silver flowers embroidered on it. Seemed fitting given our meet cute. I did my makeup carefully, put on the silver necklace Raul gave me for our 6-month anniversary. And the wedding gift? OMG. Monica and her fiancé Stanley are huge anime fans and had mentioned wanting to honeymoon in Japan someday. I literally saved for 2 months to contribute to their trip fund. I put together $1,500 in Japanese yen, plus a certificate for this traditional tea ceremony experience in Kyoto, all in this beautiful wooden box hand-painted with cherry blossoms. Raul had mentioned it was too much, but I wanted his family to like me. So wedding day arrives. Raul picks me up in his car. He seems tense, but I figure wedding day stress, whatever. As we're driving to the venue, this pretty garden place about an hour outside the city, he starts making these weird comments about my dress. Is that what you're wearing? Don't you think it's a bit much? My family is kind of traditional. I'm getting nervous at this point, but I spent weeks on this outfit and honestly, I looked good. The ceremony was supposed to start at 3 p.m., and we got there around 2:30. Raul parks in this back lot behind some trees. Then he hits me with it. I need you to wait in the car. What? I laugh because surely he's joking. He is not joking. His face gets all tight and he says his family is particular and he needs to prepare them before introducing me. I'm confused because, like, they know I exist, right? We've been dating 8 months. I start asking questions and he just explodes. Says, and I quote, "My family doesn't need to see your pathetic face and disgusting dress. Just wait here." I'm literally in shock. Before I can even process what's happening, he grabs my purse, takes my phone out of it, and gets out of the car. I try to open my door, but he's locked it from the outside with his key fob. I'm literally trapped. Through the windshield, I watch him walk away with my phone in his hand and the gift I spent 2 months saving for. I'm sitting there in complete disbelief. Did my boyfriend just lock me in a car and steal my phone? Is this actually happening? The car gets hot, then hotter. It's June. I try the doors again. Nothing. I try honking the horn, but we're parked so far away from the venue that no one hears. Or if they do, no one comes. 2 hours. 2 hours. I sat in that car. The ceremony came and went. I cried my makeup off. I contemplated breaking a window, but the car is literally the only thing of value Raul owns, and my brain kept saying, don't overreact. There must be an explanation. Looking back, I should have shattered that window into pieces. Finally, he comes back. Acts like nothing happened. Just unlocks the car, opens my door, and says, "They're ready to meet you now." I am speechless. My makeup is ruined. I'm sweaty. My hair is a mess, and I'm pretty sure my disgusting dress is wrinkled beyond repair. But I'm also in shock, so I just get out of the car, ask for my phone back. He says he'll give it to me later. At this point, I'm thinking there must be some massive misunderstanding. Maybe his family really is super traditional and he panicked. Maybe he's ashamed of something I don't know about. I'm literally creating 1,000 excuses for him in my head while following him to the reception. We walk into this beautiful tent with twinkling lights. Monica looks gorgeous in her wedding dress. Raul leads me toward her and Stanley, and I put on my best smile despite feeling like actual human garbage. And then, the ultimate betrayal. "Hey sis, this is Nadia. She's, just a friend from work." Just a friend. 8 months. That romantic meet cute. silver necklace that I was wearing, 31 sleepovers at my apartment, Christmas with my parents. All of it reduced to just a friend. And then, he winks at the bridesmaid standing next to Monica, who giggles and winks back. I'm standing there feeling like I'm in some alternate reality where nothing makes sense. Monica looks confused, but it's literally her wedding day, so she just smiles and says, "Nice to meet you," before turning to other guests. The friend from work comment repeats all night as Raul introduces me to relatives, cousins, uncles, always with that same weird dismissive tone, always while looking around the room as if searching for someone more interesting. I smile. I'm polite. I say all the right things. Because what else am I supposed to do? Cause a scene at someone's wedding? Scream, "He locked me in a car for 2 hours in front of the cake table?" I'm writing this the morning after. I got my phone back finally, and Raul dropped me at my apartment last night acting like the evening went great. He actually tried to kiss me goodnight. I turned my face away, and he didn't even seem to notice anything was wrong. The wedding gift. The wedding gift that I saved for 2 months to buy is apparently sitting with all the other gifts at Monica and Stanley's house. Raul didn't even tell them it was from me. I haven't slept. My mind keeps replaying everything, searching for signs I missed. Was our entire relationship fake? Was I just convenient until something better came along? I don't know what to do now. I want to confront him, but I also want to be smart about this. Part of me wants to contact Monica directly and tell her everything. Part of me wants to just ghost him completely. Any advice would help because my brain gremlins are working overtime, and I'm pretty sure our relationship just completely fell apart in the worst possible way. Edit. Thank you for all the advice. I'm going to take some time to think, but I'll update when I decide what to do. And to the people asking if this is real, I wish it wasn't. First update. First of all, thank you to everyone who commented on my last post. I literally cried reading some of your messages. It helped me realize I wasn't overreacting or going crazy. The internet sent me here for support, and y'all delivered like express delivery. So, it's been 4 days since the wedding disaster, and things have developed. After I posted, I spent the whole day ignoring Raul's texts. He sent his usual, "Good morning, beautiful," as if he hadn't locked me in a car, and then pretended I was just some random coworker for an entire wedding reception. The audacity of this man is overwhelming. It's like he exists in a reality where logic and decency don't apply. I needed to process everything before confronting him, so I called in sick to work. Perks of remote work. No one can tell if your puffy eyes are from a cold or a relationship apocalypse. I kept thinking about that wedding gift sitting somewhere in Monica and Stanley's house, with them having no idea it came from me. $1,500 I saved by eating ramen for lunch, taking extra freelance projects, and skipping my usual coffee shop writing sessions. And the special tea ceremony experience that I researched for weeks to find the most authentic one. All in that beautiful hand-painted box. Side note that I didn't mention in my first post, I'm not rich at all. I'm a content writer who barely makes rent some months. This gift was a sacrifice because I wanted his family to like me. Stellar judgment on my part, clearly. So I spent the day making a plan. But then Raul showed up at my apartment that night, unannounced, with takeout from my favorite place like nothing had happened. When I opened the door, he had the nerve to look confused at my obviously been crying face. "What's wrong with you?" he asked, pushing past me into my apartment. I asked him straight up why he locked me in the car and introduced me as just a friend to everyone. Y'all, his explanation, I can't even. He said his ex was at the wedding, one of the bridesmaids, the winking one, surprise, surprise. Apparently they dated for 2 years before breaking up about a year ago. According to him, she dumped him and he didn't want to look like a loser who moved on with someone less impressive. When I asked what that meant, he said, and I'm quoting exactly, "You know what I mean. Gina comes from money. Her dad plays golf with my dad. Well, you're cute, but you're not exactly country club material." I am literally shaking again typing this. He then had the unbelievable audacity to say this was actually a compliment because he was dating me despite my social status. That I should be grateful he sees something in me beyond my basic job and apartment. The entire time he's saying this, he's unpacking food on my coffee table like we're about to have a normal dinner. I was so shocked I couldn't even scream at him. It was like watching a nature documentary where the narrator calmly explains how the snake unhinging its jaw to consume prey twice its size is actually quite fascinating. I asked about the wedding gift. Know what he said? "Oh yeah, I told them it was from me. Monica was really impressed. Honestly, it was a bit much coming from you anyway. They might have thought you were trying too hard." That's when something in me just shifted. Like everything suddenly clicked into place. I suddenly saw everything so clearly. I very calmly asked him to leave. He seemed genuinely confused. "Why are you being so sensitive?" "I'm just being honest. Most guys wouldn't even bother with someone like you." I opened my door and just pointed out. When he realized I was serious, he packed up the food, took it with him, the actual parasite, and left, muttering about how I was being dramatic and would call him when I calmed down. The second he left, this weird calm came over me, like the stillness after a storm, and I knew exactly what I needed to do. I spent the next day researching, Found Monica on social media. Discovered she and Stanley would be in town for another week before leaving for a mini honeymoon weekend. Their big trip is planned for later. I also found out where Raul's parents live. He'd mentioned the neighborhood before. More importantly, I discovered that Monica had posted about a family dinner happening tomorrow night to thank everyone for coming to the wedding. Perfect timing for my revenge plan. The next 3 days were a masterclass in restraint. Raul kept texting, gradually escalating from confused, "Are you still upset?" to annoyed, "This silent treatment is childish," to angry, "Fine, be a bitch about it," to conciliatory, "Babe, please talk to me, I miss you." I responded just enough to keep him from showing up at my door again. Need space. Still processing. Talk later. Meanwhile, I went to the bank and withdrew another $1,500 in cash. I could barely afford it, but this was about principle now. I converted it to yen at this specialty currency exchange place downtown. I bought another beautiful box. Not quite as nice as the original, but still pretty. I even managed to book the same tea ceremony experience again. Basically, I recreated the entire wedding gift. It cleaned out my savings, but some things are worth more than money. Yesterday was the family dinner at Raul's parents' house. I knew I wouldn't be invited, of course, but I had my own plans. I texted Raul asking if we could meet to talk things through. He immediately agreed, relieved that I was finally being reasonable. I suggested a coffee shop about 15 minutes from his parents' house at exactly 5 p.m., knowing the family dinner was at 7. He showed up at the coffee shop looking smug. I was already there, sitting at a table with 2 coffees and the recreated gift box beside me. The conversation was brief. I asked if he understood why his actions at the wedding hurt me. He gave some half-assed apology about having a lot on my mind with my ex being there, but insisted I was overreacting. Then he saw the box. "What's that?" "The wedding gift for your sister. Since you took credit for my original gift, I made another one." He actually laughed. "You're not serious. That's ridiculous. What are you going to do? Mail it to her?" I smiled and said, "No, I'm going to give it to her in person, right now." His face. OMG. The color drained completely away. "What are you talking about?" "I know about the family dinner tonight. I'm going to stop by and introduce myself, properly this time." He started panicking, saying I couldn't do that. His family wouldn't understand. I would embarrass him. That's when I delivered the line I'd been rehearsing in my head for days. "I'm not going to embarrass you, Raul. You've already done that to yourself. I'm just going to tell the truth." I stood up, took my gift, and walked out. He followed me, alternating between threats and pleas, but I got into my Uber before he could stop me. As the car pulled away, I could see him frantically calling someone on his phone, probably warning his family, but it was too late. My Uber dropped me at his parents' house at 5:45 p.m., early enough that not everyone would be there yet, but late enough that Monica and Stanley would definitely have arrived. I knocked on the door, gift in hand, heart pounding rapidly. A woman who could only be Raul's mother opened the door. She looked confused but polite. "Can I help you?" "I'm here to see Monica, if she's available. I have something for her." From inside, I heard Monica's voice. "Who is it?" And then she appeared in the doorway. Recognition flickered across her face. "You're the friend from the wedding?" I smiled. "Actually, that's what I wanted to talk to you about." Mrs. Alvarez invited me in despite her confusion. The house was lovely. Photos everywhere, dinner preparations underway in the kitchen. Stanley was helping set the table. An older man who must be Raul's father was watching TV in the living room. Monica led me to a quiet corner of the living room. I handed her the gift box. "This is for you and Stanley. Congratulations on your marriage." She looked surprised but took it. "Thank you, but I'm sorry, what did you say your name was again?" "Nadia, and I'm not actually Raul's friend from work." What happened next will be in my next update. This post is already super long and Raul just showed up pounding on my apartment door. I need to deal with this situation, but I promise I'll update soon. Edit. He's gone now, but left a novel-length text message. The fallout has begun. Second update. Okay. Wow. I'm still processing everything that happened yesterday, but you all have been so supportive that I wanted to update you as soon as possible. So where was I? Right, I was sitting in Raul's parents' living room with Monica, about to explain who I really was. I took a deep breath and told her the truth, that Raul and I had been dating for 8 months, that he had locked me in the car during her wedding ceremony, taken my phone, and then introduced me as just a friend all night, while flirting with bridesmaid ex-girlfriend Gina. Monica's face went through this fascinating journey from confusion to disbelief to dawning horror. She kept saying, "No, that can't be right, and Raul wouldn't do that." But I could tell she was starting to believe me. When I mentioned the original wedding gift, the one Raul had taken credit for, her eyes got huge. "The Japan Fund gift? With the tea ceremony? That was from you?" I nodded and explained how I'd saved for 2 months to put it together. I showed her pictures on my phone of me at the currency exchange, the original box I'd found at this little artisan shop, everything. "I don't understand," she said. Raul made such a big deal about how much thought he put into it. He even told this whole story about researching traditional Japanese customs, because he knew how much we love anime. "That was me," I said quietly. "I did the research. I found the tea ceremony. I even contacted this calligrapher to write your names in Japanese characters for the certificate. She looked down at the new gift box in her hands, and this is the same gift recreated. I couldn't bear the thought of you not knowing it came from me. I wanted to meet you properly. At this point, Stanley had wandered over, curious about our intense conversation. Monica quickly filled him in, her voice getting more upset with each word. Stanley looked like he wanted to punch something. I knew something was off with that gift, he said. Raul has never shown any interest in our Japan plans before. He usually just makes fun of us for watching anime. That's when the front door slammed open. Raul burst in, out of breath like he'd been running. He stopped dead when he saw me sitting with Monica and Stanley, the gift box open between us. "What the hell are you doing here?" he demanded, like I was the one who'd done something wrong. Before I could answer, Monica stood up. "Is it true? Did you lock your girlfriend in the car during our wedding?" The room went silent. Mrs. Alvarez appeared from the kitchen, wiping her hands on a towel. Mr. Alvarez muted the TV. Raul tried to laugh it off. "She's not my girlfriend. She's just this girl I've been hanging out with. She's gotten way too attached, and now she's making up stories." That's when I pulled out my phone. See, I'd anticipated this exact response. I'd come prepared with our text history going back 8 months. Pictures of us together. The reservation for our weekend trip to the beach 3 months ago. The birthday card he gave me that said, "To my gorgeous girlfriend," with a sweet message. But the cherry on top? Remember that silver necklace he gave me for our 6-month anniversary? I was wearing it in almost every photo, including at the wedding. Monica grabbed my phone and started scrolling, her face getting darker with each swipe. She handed it to her mother, who looked increasingly distressed. "Explain this, Raul," Monica said. And then the lies began. He tried everything. Those texts could be with anyone. She changed the contact name. Those photos don't prove anything. We were just hanging out. Okay, fine, we hooked up a few times, but she's crazy and clingy. With each lie, his family's faces grew more disgusted. Mrs. Alvarez actually covered her mouth when he called me crazy. Monica cut him off mid-excuse. "What about the gift, the Japan fund and tea ceremony?" He faltered. "What about it? Was it from you or from her?" He looked at the open gift box, then at me, then back at his sister. I could practically see the calculations happening behind his eyes. We got it together. It was my idea, but she helped. Stanley scoffed audibly. "Dude, just stop lying." That's when Mr. Alvarez finally spoke up. "Raul, did you lock this young woman in your car during your sister's wedding?" The way he asked it, so direct, so simple, seemed to pierce through all of Raul's defenses. Raul's shoulders slumped. "It wasn't like that. Gina was there and I didn't want..." He trailed off, realizing how terrible any explanation would sound. The silence in that room was absolute, complete. Mrs. Alvarez was the one who broke it. She walked over to me, took my hands in hers, and apologized. Apologized for her son's behavior. I started crying, which made her cry, which made Monica tear up too. Mr. Alvarez said something to Raul in Spanish. I couldn't understand the words, but the tone was unmistakable. Deep disappointment and disgust. Raul's reaction was to get defensive, his voice rising as he pointed at me like I was somehow the villain in all this. Mr. Alvarez just stood up and told him quietly but firmly that he needed to leave. Not tonight. Not in his house. Raul looked genuinely shocked, asking if they were kicking him out because of me. Monica stepped between them and clarified it wasn't because of me, but because of what he had done. There was this intense family standoff that made me feel like I should probably leave. But when I started to gather my things, Mrs. Alvarez gently touched my arm. "Please stay for dinner," she said. "We would like to get to know the real you." Y'all, I stayed for dinner. With Raul's family, without Raul. It was awkward at first, but also kind of amazing. Monica and Stanley are genuinely lovely people. They were so excited about the tea ceremony experience and kept asking me questions about how I found it. Mr. and Mrs. Alvarez were warm and welcoming once the initial shock wore off. Raul texted me non-stop throughout dinner. I turned my phone off. After dinner, as I was getting ready to leave, Monica hugged me and thanked me for having the courage to come forward. She said she'd been noticing changes in Raul over the past year, more secretive, more arrogant, but hadn't wanted to believe her brother could be so cruel. I got home around 10 p.m. to find 27 missed calls and 41 text messages from Raul. The texts started angry. "How dare you go to my family?" Then panicky. "What did you tell them?" Then pleading, "Please call me back, this is a misunderstanding." And finally defeated. "They won't let me come home." This morning, I woke up to a voicemail from an unknown number. It was Gina, the bridesmaid ex-girlfriend. Apparently, Raul had tried to stay at her place last night, and she turned him away. She apologized for her part in the wedding situation. She had no idea he had a girlfriend and felt horrible about the winking, flirting. According to her, Raul showed up at the train station after she refused to let him stay. He's been sending her dramatic selfies from the station bench all night. I'm not responding to anyone right now. I need to process all of this. Monica has invited me for coffee next week. She says she wants to properly thank me for the gift and to compare notes about her brother. I think I'll go. As for Raul, karma has arrived at the station. Literally. I'll update one last time after things settle down a bit. Edit. OMG, stop asking me for Raul's station selfies. I don't have them. Gina just mentioned them in her voicemail. And no, I haven't responded to any of his messages yet. Final update. It's been 2 weeks since my last update, and the dust from the relationship explosion is finally starting to settle. So, those 41 voicemails I mentioned, I finally listened to all of them, and wow, just wow. They're like a masterclass in manipulation. Voicemail 1 to 5, pure rage. Calling me every name in the book, saying I've ruined his life, threatening to make me pay. Voicemail 6 to 12, the victim phase. Crying, actual sobbing, about how his family has turned against him, how he had to sleep at the train station, how cold and uncomfortable it was. Voicemail 13 to 20, revisionist history. Suddenly our relationship was the best thing that ever happened to him, and he never meant to hurt me, and the whole car incident was a misunderstanding. Voicemail 21 to 30, bargaining, promises to make it up to me, to introduce me properly to everyone, to pay me back for the wedding gift. Voicemail 3141, desperation. More crying. Please just call me back. I have nowhere to go. I'll do anything. The final one, left at 4:37 a.m., was just breathing and occasional sniffling for 2 full minutes. I didn't respond to any of them. Instead, I met Monica for coffee as planned. She was even cooler in a casual setting. Turns out we have a ton in common beyond just her terrible brother. We talked for 3 hours. She filled me in on the family aftermath. Raul has been effectively cut off. Not just financially, though that too. Apparently his parents were still helping with his rent despite him having a good tech job. But emotionally. His dad made it clear that until Raul shows genuine remorse and changed behavior, he's not welcome at family events. Raul tried to crash Sunday dinner last week and was literally turned away at the door by his mother, who apparently quoted something about reaping what you sow. Monica said he's been desperately trying to convince everyone that I'm unstable and manipulative, but nobody's buying it. The wedding gift story especially has become family legend. Monica made sure everyone knows what he did. According to her, Raul has always been the golden child who could do no wrong. My visit was apparently the first time his parents had ever seen incontrovertible evidence of his true character. The realization has been devastating for them. Gina, bridesmaid X, and I have actually been texting a bit. Turns out Raul was feeding her a completely different story during the wedding, told her I was his clingy coworker who had boundary issues and had invited myself to the wedding. She feels terrible about the whole thing. As for me, I'm doing okay. Better than okay, actually. There have been moments of doubt and sadness. 8 months is still 8 months, even if it was with someone who turned out to be a wolf in sheep's clothing. But mostly I feel free, like I narrowly escaped a relationship that would have slowly crushed me. Yesterday, I got a package in the mail. It was from Monica and Stanley, a beautiful handmade journal with a note that read, "For our new friend who helped us see things clearly. Look forward, not back." I literally cried for an hour. Raul finally stopped calling about 3 days ago. I heard through Monica that he's staying with some gaming buddy and has started telling people he broke up with me because I was too needy. Classic last-ditch effort. One final desperate attempt to save face before disappearing. Some updates on practical matters, since people have asked. The original wedding gift. Monica and Stanley insisted on paying me back for both gifts. I refused at first, but they were adamant. We compromised. They're paying for half, and I'm going with them to the tea ceremony in Kyoto as their guest. They delayed their Japan trip until next spring and invited me to join for part of it. My finances. The double gift situation did clean out my savings, but I've picked up some extra freelance work and should be back on track in a couple months. Worth every penny for the look on Raul's face when he saw me at his parents' house. My living situation, I changed my locks, even though Raul never had a key, just being cautious, and installed a small security camera by my door. No signs of him trying to come by, thankfully. Dating? LOL, no. My heart needs some serious recovery time. Last night, I sat on my balcony with my new journal and wrote about everything that happened. I thought about how sometimes we only see what we want to see in people. How the image we have of someone can linger long after the reality has changed. Relationships can be like that too, I think. Sometimes we're holding on to an idea of something that's already gone. We just don't know it yet. I'm not rushing toward any of them just yet. For now, I'm content to focus on myself and appreciate what I have, to feel stronger and more aware, to know that even when things feel overwhelming, there's always a way forward. Edit. This really is my final update on this situation. Many of you have asked if I've heard anything more from Raul. Nothing significant, just some random thinking of you text that I've ignored. The distance between us is finally peaceful, and I'm keeping it that way.